to be shot at and like it hits you and you go down there's a moment where I don't know what it's fucking like to be shot, but I'm just and I hope
you want to find out.
Yeah, and here's the gun.
Here we go.
Fucking wing me in the right ear. I have to imagine there's a moment where it hits your ear, but you're like, oh my god, I just got shot in the head. I'm dead now. Like it hasn't kicked in yet.
Am I dead?
I'm like a chicken without its head. Like I'm like I'm there for a little bit, but like I'm about to die. Like the lights are gonna turn off when you realize like holy shit, and you hear the gunshots. Like I just got shot in the head. That's what kills people. If it's me and I'm on a stage and someone shoots me in the ear, but like for a split second I think I'm dead, and then the adrenaline rush kicks back in of like, oh my god, I just got shot at, but also I'm still alive, and I'm just like, yeah, let's fucking go. Has a bigger adrenaline rush existed in history than being shot in front of a crowd and surviving? Welcome back to Breaking Takes, everyone.
Wow.
This is the first episode we've recorded in person since first week of April, and
really?
it is the second week of July. It's basically the middle of July right now. So
July 14th.
We're back in person. We're good to be face to face. It's good to just stare into those just sultry podcasting conversational eyes again.
I know. Wow.
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
It's still, I appreciate that. I tell my girlfriend this, and I tell her I'm beautiful all the time because she doesn't tell me enough. I say I'm beautiful. Now I want you to say it.
Yeah.
And she does call me beautiful when I ask her to. But, I wish she would do it just a little bit more. When I'm waking up in the morning and the sun's glistening when I'm making coffee, just say, look at that beautiful coffee making grinds ass right there.
Maybe one day she'll sing James Blunt's song to you. You're beautiful.
I mean, if
you're beautiful, that's all I know.
She can't compete with that, which you just did right there. She's not gonna get above that. So
well, you don't know. One day she might propose to you, and that'll be what she does. She serenades you with that song, and then proposes.
I actually told my girlfriend that if she proposes to me, I'm leaving the relationship.
Damn. Well, you're confusing her, Zach.
We had a discussion, and she, it's 2024. People can do what they want.
They can.
And it's definitely different in a lesbian relationship because it's two females. But I'm a fucking man, so I gotta get down on one knee.
I think it's wrong for a woman to propose to a man.
And so we were
right.
We were having this conversation, and as couples do, she's laying out the Pinterest wedding board and proposal ideas where she says, I'm not telling you to do anything, but if you propose to me, on the top of Mount Everest, just like a little romantic. If somehow we carried up champagne to the tallest mountain in the world, and you proposed, and you just released the doves that I was carrying on my back for 10,000 feet. And I'm like, okay. And then she goes, what if I propose to you? And I looked at that and said, if you propose to me, I'm leaving. We're done. I'm not, it just feels wrong.
Though. It feels wrong because it doesn't feel wrong like from the guy's perspective. I think it's just like, well, I'm not a guy, but as a girl viewing the guy's perspective, I'm like, whatever. But for a woman to propose to a man, it just is like, honey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, let them put in some work. Like, never ask a man to marry you.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to, if I was at a restaurant and my girlfriend got down on a knee and she started proposing to me and saying things like, this is, you're the best person that I've ever been with, and all the fucking corny shit. I don't even think I would register what was happening.
Like, what are you doing?
I would be chugging pasta into my mouth,
like,
or wherever
did you drop your fork? Like,
exactly.
Why are you down there?
Yeah, but why are you reading romantic poetry on one knee with a ring? What is this ring? Did you just find this on the ground? It would be so out of the possibility of what I would consider the right way to propose, or just like not even traditional way to propose. But there is, I don't know what it is, because she she's a fucking scientist. She's a woman in a male dominated field. She's, you know, she does a lot of things that are more on the masculine spectrum and has, you know, personality where, you know, she can be very like, I'm direct, this is what I want. And none of that bothers me at all. But the image of her proposing to me, I'm like, I'll fucking kill myself during the proposal.
It feels desperate. Like when a girl proposes, I'm like, desperate much? Like, come on. Come on. I would never, ever do that.
I would have to do something immediately to reassert my dominance if she proposed to me.
Pee on all her belongings? Or?
Or just like she pulls out the ring and then I immediately take her back and put her in like a fucking reverse chokehold and just, I'm like, yeah, you think you have the upper hand? How's that feel, bitch? And everyone's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is a domestic assault. I'm calling the police. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm reestablishing dominance in the relationship.
Mind your business.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, you know, I guess it's good that she learned that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, I mean, proposing involves a finger, and you did have a story that involved your finger. You got bit recently by a possibly rabid dog. Probably not.
Potential. Here, I'll show it.
Proof.
So you can zoom in
on
the camera.
That's more on your nail than I originally saw. That must have hurt.
This is, let's see on the calendar. This is like 2 weeks out now. So this is actually, I mean, it kind of looks hideous, you know, when I look at it, but it's also, so the bite came down on like top and bottom.
Yeah.
So the top, although looks the most disgusting, actually was like the least of the issue.
Yeah.
It's the back, it's like the thumb part, you know, the fingerprint part of the thumb, because it was a deep puncture and it's still actually kind of sore today and it bled so much. But yeah, so
it still looks like deep tones of black. It's
yeah,
still
I mean,
pretty
this is
fucking...
like so much blood like pooled under the skin and the nail. So yeah, I mean, long story short, it was my father's dog, who happens to be a very large German Shepherd. I'm pro German Shepherd. I grew up with German Shepherds. I know a lot of people are like, that's pretty typical behavior of a German Shepherd.
Yeah. Is there an anti-German Shepherd coalition? I've heard of the anti-pit bull coalition. I've never heard of the anti-Shepherd.
No, I don't think it's as strong as pit bulls.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are a lot of people that don't like German Shepherds because they can be really territorial and protective. And I've also heard before that they are racist. Well, which I love the thought of a dog being racist, but I believe it. I mean, I think if your dog doesn't see a lot of black people, it might be afraid of a black person.
What if the German Shepherd, your dad's dog, had its like bigot wires crossed and it's homophobic?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think it could be homophobic.
Yeah.
It was like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, get away from me. I don't.
Yeah.
None of that gay shit over here.
So
I don't know why it's using a radio DJ voice when it's saying it.
I mean, you did it really well.
Yeah.
He might sound like that actually.
I think that's my next career move, is being a homophobic late night DJ. Just like, this is the next one from 94.7. Just a reminder out there, get that gay shit out of me.
That's on satellite radio for sure.
Yeah.
But
keep it straight.
So my dad is like a country boy, like hillbilly vibes. He's not really hillbilly, but like country boy vibes. And so growing up on the farm, like he's like the type with dogs and cats. Like cats would be indoor, outdoor cats.
Yeah.
We have cats on the farm. The dog spends a lot of time outside. Like, I mean, he's also likes outside because he's like, you know, like kind of like huskies, like just want to be outside.
Yeah.
Like he wants to be outside. So yeah, he is out in the nature quite a bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, so in theory, he could easily have gotten bit. There are bats, raccoons, squirrels. There are all types of animals around. Foxes.
A lot of nature friends around that could, you know, pass on some things to the dog.
Yes. So my dad did take him to get all his shots, like, you know, when he was a puppy.
Yeah.
But since then has not taken him to the vet And I don't stand
Is your
by
dad
this.
anti-dog vax?
Kind
He's an
of.
anti-vaxxer, but only with canines.
Yeah, actually. And cats. Like, it's a weird thing. And maybe other people can relate. Like, so I take my cat to the vet every year. You know, like, because I want to make sure he's healthy. I want to know, get his vaccines updated.
Yeah.
I want to know if he, like, has something going on so I can help him. For some reason, like, my dad has always been like this. And my mom is too, with her cat. Like, of course, he's an indoor cat, so he's not getting rabies. So
Yeah.
it's, like, less of a concern. But it's like, why boomers don't, a lot of boomers, like, especially in the country, like, trailer park boomers, they like don't take their pets to the vet
Yeah.
because I think it's like an added expense.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
just like, oh, I'm not doing that. Like, they're fine.
I mean, I've heard stories from my friends where they go, oh, yeah, we took our dog to the vet and we have pet insurance and it was still $470.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the like, what's the point of pet insurance if you're still going
I
to get
don't know.
If I had a dog, I mean, this is a morbid thought, but let's say you don't have pet insurance and you're taking your dog to the vet and they say it's going to cost $8,000 to save
No,
your
a
dog.
lot of people deal with
and
that.
you have $12,000. Maybe you don't even have $8,000 in your bank
No,
account.
a
You're
lot
like,
of people deal with that.
you have to decide, do I want to put my dog down or do I want to go into crippling debt?
Yeah, no, that's like a serious thing. If
Yeah.
I had a dog, I would probably get pet insurance. Because I am a cat person and my cats are indoors, I don't because there's less risk
Yeah.
involved there. But so he has not had any updated vaccines. And I was telling you before we hit record that we came home, we had just been out to eat together. He was outside, like kind of on like a leash, like a long leash, like hooked up to his, like, he's got like an outdoor house and tied to the tree. He can go run around. And
Jesus, what's the rent on that?
I mean, it's pretty serious. It has like ventilation. It has insulation for the
Yeah.
winter. It's like
It's
actually
probably-
a better place. You can't even find that in New York.
I was going to say it's probably bigger than the average New York studio apartment.
It is. It's a comfortable living he has.
Except it's not $3,900 a month for 400 square feet.
Yeah. So, I went to unhook him to play with him. And when I went to go approach him, I saw that he must have been laying down sleeping and then, like, you know, rolled around on his belly, his back. And like, he got his leash wrapped around his stomach. And I was worried for him because he was like kind of standing up, getting excited to see me. I was worried that if he starts jumping, it's going to like tighten on him.
Yeah, constrict, like
Yeah.
a boa constricting leash.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, oh, calm down. And I'm like I was trying to, look and grab his collar to unhook it. And it just happened really, really fast. As I was looking, he just like turned and snapped at me and caught my finger as I pulled back.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that it's because he's 10 years old and he has like arthritis in his hips.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's a senior dog and he's grumpy and he doesn't see me every day. And he was just like stressed and panicked because he's never done that. I've taken care of him myself before. He's never done that. But then I spent the rest of the day and now still today worried that like this dog in theory could have rabies.
Yeah.
And therefore so could I.
Yeah.
And I know everybody's probably like, go get your rabies shots, but I didn't want to.
Yeah. I mean, the rabies
I'm
aside,
taking a risk.
Rabies aside, it is a funny defense mechanism for a dog. If you touch a dog in the wrong place and you hit its hip, that it just like automatically bites. Like if I was with someone and they hit my funny bone and I was like, oh, and I just like bit them in the hand. They're like, dude, what the fuck? I'm like, sorry, you hit
all
my
they
funny
have,
bone.
though. That's like how they communicate because they can't speak. So
it's just
I
like
don't blame the dog.
No. Yeah, it's just like a funny reaction.
Yeah.
That maybe we should just start adopting that.
I would like that. I should go nonverbal and just, I'm actually done talking. I just want to go nonverbal and I just will bite and bark at people.
Yeah, we should do that we should advertise it as like a Breaking Takes silent retreat, but it's not meditative at all. It's just you walk around, but you're just not speaking. So instead, you have to like fucking bite people or hit
Yeah.
people, punch people, like whatever. Like
It needs to be physical.
Well, yeah, we'll just have like a non-verbal, chaotic, violent retreat.
Yeah, express it's so you can learn how to express yourself
Yeah.
without words. Like
Yeah.
learn how to use body language.
Yeah, everyone always uses their lips. You got to learn how to use your teeth and how to
Yes.
really dig in.
Yeah.
We don't get, like, as kids, even from a young age.
Getting bit by a human is
It's
sounds so
wild.
fucking
It's
worse than a
wild.
dog or a cat. Like how disgusting. So dog bites and cat bites. I did go to urgent care the following day. And you know, just because it started to look puffy, and this was actually, I went to Hershey Park the next day because I thought like that was riding roller coasters was more important to me than
Yeah.
like a thought of getting rabies or
As
infection.
it should be.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
after I spent 8 hours in the park having fun, I was like, you know what? Like, I am getting a little bit concerned. Maybe I
Yeah.
should go to urgent care. So I did and got on antibiotics and whatnot. But yeah, dog and cat bites are notorious for infection.
Yeah.
And the only thing like worse than that is like a human bite.
Yeah.
They're also like, that's disgusting.
If you get bit by a human, you like there's just a period of minutes to probably hours where you're just in a state like I just got bit by a human being, someone. It's even more jarring if you saw that person talking before, because if you get bit by a human, you're picturing some, you know, mentally ill, just, you know, rabid homeless person that comes up to you and asks you for money, and then
Yeah.
you say no, and then they just like they fucking pounce and bite you.
sounds
I think
horrifying.
it would be even more jarring if you were at some business event and you were talking to Todd and he's just like, yeah, my week was going well, and you know the wife and kids are at home, and I know he just bites you in the neck and you're like, what the fuck
Oh my
was that?
God. No.
Todd, no.
Yeah. No, that's not. I
I'd
mean, we
rather
should,
be bit by a homeless person, because that at least I'm like
They might not have all their teeth, so it might be kind of gummy.
Yeah,
you know?
it might feel
not
good.
hurt as
It might be
bad.
more like a massage, like a biting massage. I might be like, I'll come back here every Sunday and pay for this for you to just
Okay,
bite
if
my
that's
neck.
what you're into.
Yeah.
I mean, we can ask like, has anybody ever asked Mike Tyson's victim how he felt by getting his ear bit off?
Evander Holyfield.
Yeah.
I'm
Do
sure,
we know
I'm
how
s-
he feels?
I'm sure people have asked him about it. That I don't even know if you're in the middle of a fight, if you're in a boxing match and there's so much adrenaline. Yes, you probably don't feel it as much. Like if I'm sitting here right now doing a podcast and someone comes in and I see them as a possible risk and they just come over and bite me in the ear,
Yeah.
I'm going to feel all of that. But if I'm in the
Yeah.
middle of a fight and getting punched in the face, and in the flurry of brawl, a piece of my ear is missing, that's, you probably just, you're like, holy fuck.
I think the human body is really fascinating because I think no matter what, your body goes into like full adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I got bit, that's why I was saying it happened so fast. Like it just happened, like literally in a second, and then I was just like gushing blood
Yeah.
from my hand. And yeah, it was. ran to this kitchen sink and like ran it under cold water because
Yeah.
it was throbbing like
yeah.
in some pain. So I
Yeah.
did have to ice it like the rest of the night. But yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like it doesn't even matter where it's. But yeah, I guess if you're like preparing to feel pain, like if
Yeah.
you have a scheduled bite appointment,
yeah.
then you.
I'm
wouldn't-
anticipating.
Yeah.
There's a build up to the threshold of the pain versus pleasure.
Yes.
I'm signing up for it, where someone comes out of nowhere and just takes a chunk of my ear
It's
off.
like all adrenaline,
All
fight or flight.
Adrenaline kicks in. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So I mean, maybe speaking of like ears.
Yes.
Trump almost lost his ear and
Yes.
his life.
Yes,
but
we are recording this the day after
Yeah.
the attempted Trump assassination.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess where were you when you heard the news? I feel like that's always what
Where
the
were
video.
you? The 9/11.
Yeah, that's always like the
Where were
videos they
you?
show in history. It's like interviews of people. It's like, where were you when you found out that, the war in Iraq was
Yes.
over?
I
Whatever.
was
I don't know.
out.
Krispy Kreme closed. Where were
I
you?
was out in Harlem. I stumbled across this place called The Shrine, which I highly recommend if you're ever in the neighborhood. It's like a awesome, dingy dive bar with live music. So yeah, I was there just like to check it out because I somehow am still discovering places in my neighborhood, even though I've lived there for 3 years now. So yeah, it was there. And my mom texted me. And so, no offense, Mom, but like I can't always believe everything like that my mom texts. Like she might be like just hearing, fake news.
Yeah.
So
Trump is down. Sam, Trump is down.
Yeah, she texted me. She was like, "Did you hear that?" Like I'm like watching it, and I was like, "Surely this is some QAnon shit."
Yeah.
So then
Is your
I
mom?
Googled it.
Is your mom? Do we talk about?
No, she's not a QAnon type. Like,
Okay.
But she's also like, she's older. So I do feel like a lot of boomers like just don't get their sources right.
Is she a Fox News mom? I have a Fox Newsy mom, where she'll send me, like it'll. She's my mom's a wonderful woman. I'm just saying, like if you sum up her political viewpoints, I could do it by just taking the 10 most recent articles that she's sent me.
Yeah.
And 8 of them will probably be from Fox News. And I'm
Which
like,
a lot of,
Mom, watch some other shit.
Exactly. You need to watch a variety of stuff. So no, I mean, my mom does watch it sometimes. It's not something, my mom is just in general, I don't think somebody that is like an avid news watcher.
Yeah.
She wants to watch other shit. Like she's cooler than that. Like the other day she was watching The Mole on Netflix. I was like, I don't even watch that.
Yeah.
Like you're watching like Netflix
She's doing a
game
deep dive.
shows.
Yeah.
So
she's in a Netflix game show, and then she gets the notification, Trump's down. She's like, oh my God, I gotta tell Sam.
I gotta report.
I gotta report on the mole and the Trump assassination.
So she comes to me because she, I think, feels that I can like verify whether it's true or not.
Yeah, and I have full faith in you.
Yeah, sure enough, I Googled it and was like, okay, it does appear there was a shooting at a Trump rally. Yeah. And that is insane. So, she was right.
It's hilarious that you did more research than a lot of news sources that get tips.
Yeah.
They'll get a tip and they'll just go, oh shit, that's good. And then they'll just quote it, and then it turns out it didn't happen.
Yes.
Just one quick Google and it's like, oh yeah, that's, the San Francisco 49ers did not take over the moon.
Wow.
Google says false.
Yeah.
And then someone else will be like, I got a tip that the 49ers somehow commandeered SpaceX and flew to the moon, and now it's like the 49ers moon. And I'm just going to release an article that goes 49ers on the moon, ? And
Do you know why the 49ers are called the 49ers?
Weren't they trying to 69 and they didn't get all the way? They just got to 49.
That's a really good. That's a really good.
They only got to the belly button. Some guy was like, "Come
only
on."
4.
Yeah.
No, but I just discovered this, and it makes sense. It makes so much sense. Everything makes sense. So I used to be like, that's the dumbest name. Yeah. So it's because of the 1849 gold rush. And that's why they wear gold. Like their uniform is gold and red.
Yeah, but no one refers to, you can't use apostrophe 2-digit numbers for an 1800 date.
Well, there's
if I said like back in 88 and they're back in 88 when fucking like William Buchanan was in office, you'd be like, you mean 1888? You can't just refer to 1888 as 88.
I like it. I thought like, whoa, that makes so much sense. And isn't there the 76ers in basketball too?
Isn't that nice? Oh, well, that's 1776. I'm guessing, right? For Philly.
Yeah, the Declaration of Independence in Philly.
See, my brain immediately went to like, did something happen in 1976 in Philly that I don't know about? Because,
Yeah. The
but
only thing I know is they like blew up like a black neighborhood, but I don't think that
and then they
happened that
named a
year.
basketball team in remembrance. Just the darkest thing you
Yeah.
can name a team after. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's actually not about the independence
So
of
it
the
all
country.
makes sense. Like, so yeah, that was just a little side tangent,
Yeah.
but yeah. So Trump almost, I mean, he still has his ear.
Yeah. I have one of the original articles to come out around the time of the shooting from AP
Okay.
if you want to hear it.
Sure.
So this happened what was it? It was like had to be 5 p.m., 5:30 yesterday. It was right before I went to dinner, which was around like 6:30. So it had to be right before then.
I feel like I didn't hear about this until like 8.
So I was actually talking to a friend before I went to dinner about how just like hilarious the political theater is. Just watching Biden versus Trump and
Oh my
the
gosh.
it is like a show. It feels like you're watching.
It's like WWE.
Yeah, it's pro wrestling. That's exactly what he said. And then I get to a friend's birthday dinner, and this is 20 minutes after the conversation of, like how crazy politics is in America. And my friend goes, "Do you see Trump got shot?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck up." And
Yeah,
he's
it's like, what?
Wait, I would have heard about that. He's like, "No, it just happened 5 minutes ago. Trump got shot at a rally." So that's how I found out. And then the birthday boy comes in, and I'm just like, "Happy
Surprise!
birthday!" And in the back of my mind, I'm like, "Trump fucking got shot." Like,
You're
what the fuck?
crazy news.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So that's how I found out last night. And then I saved this article after dinner. That AP News. It says Trump injured but fine after the attempted assassination at the rally. Shooter and one attendee are dead. This is from Butler, Pennsylvania. Former President Donald Trump was the target of an apparent assassination attempt Saturday at a Pennsylvania rally days before he was to accept the Republican nomination for a third time. A barrage of gunfire set off panic, and a bloodied Trump, who was shot in the ear, was surrounded by Secret Service and hurried to his SUV as he pumped his fist in a show of defiance. And if you're listening to this, I'm sure you guys have
That
seen
album
the
cover?
video, but yeah, it really was like a fucking NWA
you've
album
seen the
cover.
album cover by
Yeah.
now, surely.
Yeah.
That picture is going to be like all over every magazine
Yeah.
for the rest of the year.
That has to be like, I was thinking about it. If you get shot and you're talking to thousands of people and you survive
Thousands might be a little bit of a stretch.
dozens,
Yeah, there we go.
hundreds.
Yeah,
It was
probably
it
a couple,
was
a couple
Butler.
hundred
It was
or
it was it was Butler, Pennsylvania.
That's what I'm
I don't know how
saying.
many people are actually
When
in
I
Butler,
found
Pennsylvania.
out it was in PA, I was like, that seems odd.
I think there were at least like a few. I don't
Yeah,
think
sure,
it
a
was a
few hundred or
stadium, but like a few enough.
it wasn't a stadium.
enough-
It was just like where you would have like a carnival.
It was
Like just a grass
basically
field.
it's like bumfuck grass field nowhere,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
convention grass field center, like few thousand people probably, enough to be like, this is enough people to fill a theater in New York City, like Radio City or something like that. And if you're up there and you get shot in the ear and you survive and you get up and instead of just leaving, you go, "Let's fucking go," or whatever he said, and the Secret Service is trying to carry you out and you're like, "No, fuck it, let's fuck." Like
It's so crazy.
that has to be more of an adrenaline rush than like Beyonce performing in front of 50,000 people, like to be shot at and like it hits you and you go down, and there's a moment where, like, I don't know what it's fucking like to be shot, but I'm just and I hope
You
I
wanna
know-
find out?
Yeah, and here's the gun.
Here we go.
Fucking wing me in the right ear. But like, I have to imagine there's a moment where it hits your ear, but you're like, "Oh my god, I just got shot in the head. I'm dead now." Like it hasn't
Yeah,
kicked
like,
in yet.
am I
I'm like a
dead?
chicken without its head. Like I'm there for a little bit, but like I'm about to die. Like the lights are gonna turn
Yeah.
off when you realize, like, holy shit, and you hear the gunshots. Like, I just got shot in the head. That's what
I
kills
wonder
people.
that, like, when you get decapitated, like, don't still pieces of your body still like kind of moves and stuff.
I think those are just nerve firings.
Yeah.
like left over.
How long? Yeah, I want to know. I mean, I guess I wouldn't know unless I got decapitated because I
Yeah.
can't ask anybody. But like,
We could
does
try
their
to reattach it.
brain just like because it's your brain? You
Yeah.
know, you're getting chopped at the neck. Does your brain still be like, whoa, what just happened for a second? Like,
You
as you like, it's like, wait, why is my body still up there?
Yeah.
As your head is like laying on the ground.
I feel like if you were actually somewhat conscious after decapitation, more heads would have thrown up because your head hits the ground and you just start rolling. If I was just rolling in circles, I'd be like,
Ugh. Got asphalt in my mouth.
just a loose vomiting head rolling across the park. And
Fuck. It just hears like, fuck
Yeah.
me, like as I roll down the hill.
in 76.
1776?
1776, yeah. I'm trying to use the lingo. Back in 76, when
Yeah.
they still had
Back in
guillotines.
49.
Yeah. 49 France, 1749.
Yeah, whichever.
But yeah, I just think like if you have a moment, whoever it is, like even if it's just like fucking a random dude, if it's me and I'm on a stage and someone shoots me in the ear, but like for a split second, I think I'm dead. And then the adrenaline rush kicks back in of like, oh my God, I just got shot at, but also I'm still alive. That
Yeah.
whatever it is, my brain is still on, and I'm just like, yeah, let's fucking go. Like, has a bigger adrenaline rush existed in history than being shot in front of a crowd and surviving?
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there. It's insane. It is the picture goes hard. I
Yeah.
can't deny that.
Yeah.
It is interesting though. I feel like in the video, I swear to God, they were like, put your hat. They were like making sure his hat was like perfectly on, and like the flag was like
Yeah.
flying by above him. They're like, before we drag him out of here, we need to get a photo op. That's the generation we live in now.
So there were like at least 5 shots that go off in the video. It's
Yeah.
like pop, 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 pop. There are people right behind Trump. Just as soon as the shots are off,
like-
they're like USA, USA, and I'm like, get the fuck out of there.
There wasn't a lot of like
How do you not
will
clear
to
out?
survive.
Yeah.
They're lucky.
Yeah.
They could have got wiped out because they just honestly were like,
Yeah.
what?
I mean,
what? I
that-
mean, it is a cause for panic though, because when you're in a crowd, it's like you can't. It's hard. It's just hard probably to know what to do because if you don't want to cause like a stampede.
Yeah.
I probably would though. I mean, I would levitate out of there.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find me standing there
Yeah.
in the background of the picture. Like,
Yeah, you just beam up like fucking Star Trek, just like.
yeah. Well, I think they were like, so what I would have done, they were what looked like they were sitting on bleachers.
Yeah.
I would have been like a little kid again, like a worm, just
Yeah.
like going underneath the bleachers.
Oh,
like
yeah.
just duck and go under
Yeah,
the
the
bleachers.
little slots. where you
Yeah,
just,
like the little
where
slots.
You just slip through. I used to when I was a kid.
Every little kid played under the bleachers.
So I used to not only sneak under the bleachers, but in my town where the main Little League field was, on weekends there's just a bunch of games going. So when my game would finish, I would sit in the bleachers to watch the next game.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I would have asked my parents for money to go get ice cream.
Yeah.
But the ice cream truck also sold stink bombs and like
Oh
other
my God.
games.
What?
So I would buy stink bombs with the ice cream truck. Wouldn't
Wow.
tell my parents. Total fucking.
You're
you know,
like
I was
right
a bad
by
boy.
their ass, like under the bleachers.
I was a Little League bad boy. It's you do what you do.
Hell
and
yeah.
the bad boy does
Getting
as
all
bad
the
boy does.
bitches.
Exactly.
Getting
Yeah.
proposed to left and right.
Yes. At that point, it was I would have hoped it was my second grade teacher, Miss Wolgard, because
Yeah, you would have said yes then.
she's probably about 68 right now, but back then
Might still be hot.
I should hit her up just to
Yeah.
like before I propose to my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Just like I'm gonna
One last chance.
5 minutes before I propose, she's like, "Who's Miss Wolgard? Like, why'd you call her 5 minutes before you asked me to marry you?" I'm just like, I just had to check. It was
Yeah.
bad. It was bad. I was in second grade. You don't have to worry about it, babe. It was
Yeah, exactly.
Misconnections, Craigslist, things like that.
Yeah.
But I used to buy stink bombs from the ice cream truck, go back to the bleachers where parents and everyone was watching the next game, and then at some point I would just like go fucking snake and slip between the bleachers with the stink bombs, get under the bleachers, and then set them off, and then watch from the back like the Joker blowing up the hospital, and the stink bombs would start to go off, and people hear like
They're like looking around
because you hear like a pop 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 like underneath the bleacher. And people just assume it's like the things you do on July 4th, like the sparklers and shit, because people did that all the time in the park, like the things you throw on the ground.
Yeah, love those.
Yeah, so the stink bombs would go off, and so there would be like people get frightened a little bit, and then they're like, oh, it's just the poppers, but then the smell would kick in, and that's when I'd be sitting behind, just being like a fucking chubby 11-year-old, like
diabolical for an ice cream truck to be selling stink bombs.
The ice cream.
They
truck.
also sell guns at the ice cream truck too.
Yeah, the ice cream truck.
Maybe that's what happened. The ice cream truck rolled by the rally.
Yeah,
and he was like, you know what? I don't mind if I do take one of those.
That's how easy it is to get a gun in America. The guy wasn't even planning on shooting Trump. He just wanted a popsicle, and he saw the AR-15.
He couldn't resist a good deal.
He's like, actually, I'll take that AR behind you too. And I have some time after the popsicle. Yeah. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
So it says Trump's campaign said the GOP nominee was doing quote fine after the shooting. That's the first sort of message from the campaign was like, yeah, he's fine. Like,
I saw a picture of him
good.
today or late last night. The picture might have come out today, I'm not sure, but exiting his Trump plane.
Yeah.
And with a bandaged ear.
Yeah.
And seemingly all right.
Yeah, he if he was better, I mean, you can't say he's not good at social media because like he says fucking wild shit and just gets clicks because of that, but I feel like if he was more savvy with like being cool on social media, he would have gotten 2 guns of his own and the next morning done like the fucking rapper pose where they go down in the middle and be like, yo, if you come for the king, you best not miss.
That's
and
his
just have,
problem,
like, cross.
is he refuses to hire a Gen Z like social media savvy person.
Yeah.
He could have more followers.
Could have done
now.
so many things with poses and guns and fucking just wild rapper shit. That's like an excuse. If you ever have an excuse to make a video and ride around in a convertible shooting off guns with just like hot girls and
I feel
tits
like you
and
need
ARs.
To ride like you need to ride like a 4-wheeler and do like wheelies on it. That's like really like city stuff. Like it seems like that's more fitting.
Yeah, and he's making a music video. It's like his response video. The shooter that got killed, he took the first shot and he's like, Trump's riding around being like, yo, you better not fucking miss, bitch, because I'm still here, motherfucker, and I'm in my trucker and I'm gonna make you a sucker even though you're already dead. I'm coming for your head. Boom. Yeah.
You can keep. I just like am looking at the photo of the shooter.
What does the guy look like? Describe it to people who may not be watching the YouTube version.
Yeah, well, like many people could probably assume, he is a white man. They tend to be white men, these shooters. I don't know. You would think we would maybe start to look into that a little bit. But so he's a young white man. He's younger than us, so looks about like 20.
I think he was 20. Yeah. They said,
and he looks like a school shooter. Yeah. I hate to say that, but it's just like, why do they all look like that? I don't want to be like that, but why do they all look like that?
Yeah.
He has a very large forehead. And his hair is combed over in these pictures, although from the video of the shooting, it seemed he had grown his hair out pretty long.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just looks like a dorky white kid that probably definitely didn't have a date to prom.
Yeah.
And was busy at home conspiring to assassinate the president.
Yeah.
Former president.
Is this an argument for the legalization of sex work where you have just like super over horny, just teenagers that are so fucking horny and incels where that energy just leaks over
don't
into
know.
diabolical things.
Something is
Where it's
wrong.
like, if he was getting his dick sucked, would he have tried to shoot Trump? I don't think so. Like, if he was
I
getting
don't
laid.
know. I don't know. I wish, well, we can't ask him any questions. I don't know. Like, I need to, maybe there have been interviews of like, when the reporters go and like, they interviewed like, the Night Stalker and like Jeffrey Dahmer and stuff. Are we interviewing these people? Why are we not interviewing them? Because I want to know more about like what is the motive behind. They just like hate the world.
Yeah.
I mean, this was obviously targeted, but I like when you think about like school shooters, it's like that's when it's not targeted. It's just like you're just shooting like people. Like fellow students, peers, whatever. It's not like you even see everybody that you're shooting.
Yeah.
This was different. It definitely was targeted, but it's still like, what? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. I also don't get, like, the Secret Service is supposed to be one of the most badass response teams on the planet to a situation like this. And we were talking about it a little before we started recording, but there are interviews with people who were on the ground, who were in the field where the building was, that this guy was on the rooftop. And so the shooter was on a building that was about 150 yards away from the stage, and the building was outside the confines of the rally. So you didn't have to go through metal detectors to get to this building.
Yeah.
There's a group of people who were partying for the rally, and they didn't go into the rally. So they said, let's walk towards this building to get closer so we could listen. And then they see a guy bear crawling, like clearly bear crawling with a rifle on his back, getting to the spot on the
There
roof.
are multiple
And one of the guys
reports
starts
of
jumping
this.
up and down to the police that
Yeah.
are close by, saying, hey, there's a guy with a gun
Yeah,
on the
there
roof.
are multiple people. There are reports of people that attended the rally.
Yeah.
Being like, I saw this and I went up to the police and were like, hello, like,
Yeah.
are you going to do something about this?
Yeah, they're just like, here's a Medal of Honor on a silver platter. Do you want
Yes,
to take this dude out? Exactly. And then the police who were there were apparently just like, what? Like,
Shoot first, ask
fucking
questions
guy with
last.
the guy with
I
the-
don't know why it's like they were like waiting for him to do something.
yeah.
But I'm like, I don't think you needed to wait. You know what I'm saying? Like he climbed up with a rifle pointed at the former president and a crowd of people. Like I think that's like valid enough to take him out, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't actually know like the law, but I just assume like maybe not with other people, but with a president, former president, usually the security, like it's like shoot first, ask questions last type of thing.
Yeah.
Like if a gun is pointed at any president, they're gonna just wipe that person
100%.
out.
If it feels like the cops that were hired for this rally were just like mall cops.
They were just like security. They were like,
Exactly.
I'm a contract worker. Like I don't get paid
exactly.
enough.
If you're a mall cop and a shooting is actually going down in a mall and someone's like, oh my God, shooter, you just like, the mall cop just pretends to like not hear them. What'd you say? And they just walk towards the exit and leave.
God, they're the
that was like the
worst.
reaction of these cops. They're like, what's going on? I'm just gonna fucking
They're like,
go over here, get another beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just here to work overtime on a Saturday.
If you look at I was looking at the map of the layout. So if I was going to try to assassinate the president, if I was going to try to assassinate Trump, and I looked at this map, the roof and the building is such an obvious spot that's in line with the stage that I would go, we have to find another place, because of course the Secret Service are going to have this roof covered
Clear
that's
as
facing the stage.
day.
Yeah, like that's like that would be like a what do you call it? Like a decoy spot for the shooter. Like they're just gonna wait for the dumbass who climbs up there to try to shoot. I'd be like, that's way too obvious. We got to find another spot. And that was where the shooter bear crawled from
Yeah.
with people jumping and
people
pointing and
watched
being like,
him
shoot
army
her.
crawl the whole way.
Yeah.
Up the building, across the roof, set up,
Yeah.
take his time to like aim.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super crazy.
Yeah, he's just chilling up there with like a fucking high noon. Like he's probably surprised. Like I haven't been killed yet. No one's been shooting.
Yeah.
He's setting up, and he's like, I could actually just like chill here for a little bit, do some meditation exercises.
It is like, it makes me just question. I don't know. I mean, obviously, we know that Republicans tend to be more pro-gun, and they tend to. Their demographic is typically like white men and women, but so it's just like, it was just all peculiar. Like, first of all, Pennsylvania is like a pretty pro-Trump state. I think they might have went blue in the election. I'm not sure. I don't remember. It happened so long ago, but I know when I drive through PA, I see Trump signs everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's just like New York. We're in New York, and the city's more democratic. But then you go upstate, and it's more Republican.
So it's just interesting to me that it's like someone that fits their demographic. I wonder if that was his point. I don't know. This is just like theories. Like it's just like, was that his point to be like, look, I'm like a young white dude, and they literally let me climb all the way up here with a rifle and took their time.
I saw a report that said that the shooter who was killed, he donated $15
but he was registered
to the
Republican,
Democratic
though.
Party, but he registered 8 months later or something to the Republican
It's all
Party.
confused. Yeah.
So he was like a registered Republican voter. That's always like weird people too, because he was like 16 or 17 when he donated. If you're a high schooler, that's super. Like, do you remember those high schoolers? The ones who were
that's
like Republican in 8th grade, ninth grade.
This kid was school shooter vibes. Like, because it's just like, I mean, I was pretty in high school. I know in high school, my school did like a mock election. So I wouldn't be surprised. I don't even know what fucking kids do in high school anymore. Like, school is so strange now.
Fuck, probably.
Shit, good for
I think
them.
drugs and fuck. That's what I assume. Every generation just starts doing drugs and fucking younger and younger.
Yeah, you know what? They probably do.
They're
but I think science says the opposite, right? I thought like it's the opposite, where people are having sex less and less.
You're right, I think, because of porn, like reality,
and also
VR
fear
porn.
of pregnancy, because like the economy is terrible, and we're like, we quite literally can't afford to have kids.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people. I'm not going to name any names in my family, but there's someone in my family who had sex for the first time and like lost their V card, and then was like scared to have sex like again for like years, because I think they like experienced like potential pregnancy. Like, I don't think there was like a pregnancy scare, but just the thought was so anxiety provoking that they were like, never, I don't want to do that for a while.
So they knew about obviously the potential for pregnancy for sex, but then once like the cum touched them, they were just like, oh my God, it's real. it's possible.
This was a male family member.
Okay. So once he like saw it come out in another person, he was like, oh my God.
Oh my God. Like, I could be a father.
It's like, you know what it's like? It's like, you remember the Ray Rice video that came out?
The elevator one?
The elevator one.
Okay.
And so people were talking about Ray Rice, the incident where he fucking knocked his girlfriend or wife. Was it his wife, I think, at the time?
Maybe.
But like, people were talking about how he knocked this girl out in the elevator.
Yeah, it's pretty
and the
huge,
NFL let him play for, it was like at least a few weeks. And then the video came out.
And then it was like, oh,
and they
no.
were like, oh shit, we actually did not. It was just the thing that people already knew he did, but the video made it so much worse. It's like the fear of pregnancy doesn't really kick in until you see your fucking jizz come out and go into, and you're like, oh my God, it could happen.
I get it. So the one time I interacted with a male on that level, there was no way. I mean, I guess there was a chance I could have gotten pregnant, but like, the likelihood was really, really small.
Yeah.
Yet still, I was like,
Is likelihood the name of his penis?
It could be. But yeah, no. So I was also scared, like, and there was no logical reason really for it. It was just like 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah.
Like you do this, penis, vagina, you could get pregnant.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a serious fear.
Yeah, it's like the visual aspect of seeing the pregnancy equation puts the final lock into your brain of like, oh my God, baby possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, it could just ruin your plans.
Yeah, I mean, this shooter was definitely not seeing his jizz fly into possible baby containers for sure. I feel like it's always like you said, the incel looking dudes who sort of like fit that profile. So the article just ends off, and there's been like, it's been hard to pick which one because there's like 60 different stories.
Yep.
It says the attack was the most serious attempt to assassinate a president or a presidential candidate since Reagan was shot in 1981.
Well, shot at
in 1980. Yeah, and it drew. No, it says was shot.
Was Ronald?
I think Reagan was shot. Yeah, in 1981. It says.
I
Unless it's a
definitely
mistake in the
know it
article.
was an assassination attempt, but
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I don't think I was even alive then. So I'm not the person to go to for the.
This is the
source
real
material.
81. This is 1981. It's still
The
neither of us-
81ers.
Yeah, 40 years. Reagan survived an assassination attempt and was shot, wounded by John Hinckley Jr. So yeah,
Okay.
he was. I forget where it was, if it was in the chest or something, but he was shot in 1981. It draws new attention to concerns about political violence in a deeply polarized U.S. less than 4
Totally.
months before the presidential election, and it could alter the tenor and security posture at the RNC. Trump flew to New Jersey after visiting a local Pennsylvania hospital, landed shortly after midnight, blah, blah, blah. Biden, who was running against Trump, was briefed on the incident, spoke to Trump several hours after the shooting. There's no place in America for this type of violence. Yeah, so it's basically just summarizing everything that happened. I mean, there's so much like new information coming out constantly. Some of it's real, a lot of it's fake. but-
Definitely, stories are going to come out because I saw that they obviously pulled up at his house that he probably lived with his parents or grandparents, whoever his guardians were, and there's always going to be stuff that were like. They go into his computer or they look at his drawings and it's like weird shit.
I always feel bad for the parents of school shooters because they get so much shit. And there are a lot of situations where a school shooter or just a shooter in general comes from a wholesome family. The parents didn't do anything.
That's like back to Columbine days.
Yeah.
A lot of the moms of the two boys like have done TED Talks and a bunch of stuff about like how their son was a school shooter.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden these parents who are probably just like at home fucking drinking tea and
they didn't even know he left.
Watching Maury Povich. Yeah, they're like, where'd our son go? He's been out for a while now. And then reporters show up at their door and they're like, can you comment on your son shooting the president who's now dead? And
They're
you're
like,
what
huh?
the fuck is... Yeah. Tommy? Where did Tommy go?
It's definitely crazy. So
yeah. What are you looking at this week?
Well, so I'm sure you're familiar with this is about to be the most American podcast we've ever done.
America.
Which is
fuck
hard because
yeah.
we've talked about some politics. We've talked about the hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
I mean, we're very American over here.
Yeah, we're America.
But I'm sure you are familiar with a recent American hero, apparently, the Hawk Tuah girl.
Tuah. Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to talk about her because
I would love to hear more about this girl.
I've been wanting to talk about her, but we haven't been able to record because, just personal stuff. And
yeah, she's worth, fucking
yes,
getting into it.
So have you seen the video?
I have.
Okay. And for people, I will plug in the video in the audio.
Yeah.
So people can hear the original clip.
Yeah, we'll put it in.
But yeah, it's just a girl that says her fellatio technique is to spit on that thing, the Hawk Tuah.
Spit it on that
And she
thing.
has a country accent, so it's very like Hawk Tuah.
She's got a charm too. She's got like a
Spit
very
on that
likable,
thing.
yeah, spit on that thing. She's got like a very like working class blue collar, like just fucking put your back into it.
So her real name is Haley Welch. She's gone viral for her fellatio techniques.
Yeah, and she might also be viral with all the Tuah.
Yeah, she could. So she's gone so viral. I just want to take a look at some of the headlines that have happened here. And then I want to talk about like why is she viral? Like I just want to know why. So here's just some headlines. Hawk Tuah getting millions of searches on Pornhub. Hawk Tuah girl speaks out. You know, she's shutting down some rumors that she had an OnlyFans. She does not have an OnlyFans yet. Her management team has been revealed. Zach Bryan brought Hawk Tuah girl on stage for her own safety.
Is that the country singer?
Yes.
Okay.
Logan Paul performs Hawk Tuah move during WWE bout. Shaquille O'Neal parties with Hawk Tuah girl in Nashville.
God, I mean,
It's also like she doesn't
she-
have a name. She's just Hawk Tuah girl.
I mean, for Shaq's cock, she definitely have to spit upwards for that one.
I don't know how anybody does anything with Shaq's penis. I really don't.
I don't know if he's still with this woman, but it was a while ago where he went on a talk show. I think it was his wife. Maybe he's still married to her, and she put Shaq on her back, and she was maybe like 4'11", and the question, like, maybe it was
You
Jimmy
just
Fallon or
think
something.
about like the physics of it all. You can't help but think about it.
Yeah, but it was the question. It was like Jimmy Fallon show or something, and Jimmy was like, "So let's answer the question that's on everyone's mind." And you hold up Shaq, and I was like, "I don't think that's the
not
question on it. I want to know how you fucking fit that
Because
without your head exploding."
Seriously, his penis probably has to be like my forearm. Just because he's 7'1", it's not even like that's not.
Yeah.
That could be an average size penis for
And
somebody.
that's
of
if you
his height.
fold it in half. If he has a small penis, it's the size of this high noon can. That's
Wouldn't
if
that
it's
be
small.
kind of sad? Like if you were like trying to bang Shaq and then like it was small. That would be kind of like a bummer.
I mean, if my penis was put on Shaq's body, people would say, one, why is it white?
Yeah.
But two, that is a micro penis. Because if you
Yes.
put it on a torso of that size,
Yeah.
anything under fucking 8 inches is gonna look like a goddamn, like, what why is that not a 7'1" cock? Like, it should
Yeah.
be dangling down to the
Yes.
fucking, he could have like just a normal flaccid cock, and it's like 3 times the size of the average penis with that.
Yes.
Let's just talk 45 minutes about Shaq's cock.
We could.
Yeah.
I just want to know though, like why she's gone viral for something that I feel like my ancestors have been doing. I mean, I wouldn't be here if my ancestors weren't Tuah-ing on that thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Why is this revolutionary? And
Yeah.
I'm not even hating on her. Like, I think it's great that she has gone viral and is making like money off of that because that's the dream.
Yeah.
Right? Like, no hate. It's just like, what is so revolutionary? Aren't we all spitting on that thing?
Yeah.
I thought we were all spitting on that thing. Like, this isn't news to me.
Yeah, I've had the experience long before the to a girl,
Yeah.
and it's a well-known thing amongst guys that
gotta spit on that
girls
thing.
that put their back into it, that are about it. They'll go like, they'll fucking cough it up, and they'll fucking go to work, and that's just,
You need the lubrication.
yeah, exactly. That's just the way that you do it. And I feel like I feel the same way, where she just like took off. I guess it was on TikTok first. And
Yeah.
then people pay attention to numbers so much nowadays, where
Uh-huh.
you go, oh, this has 15 million views. This must be important. We're going to write an article about this. TMZ says the Hawk Tuah girl. And then, fucking New York Post goes, oh, TMZ posts an article about Hawk Tuah. We have to post an article about Hawk Tuah.
Yes.
Then, it just starts this wildfire off of a video that went viral where no one's exactly sure why it went viral.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't take anything away from her. I think she does have a charm to her. She has a she's got a very southern chill. I'm just a fucking
Go ahead.
I'm a broy girl. I'm down for whatever energy. But that's not there are a lot of girls like that. There are a lot of girls like that. She's one of many, and she just happened to catch fire with timing and. So, I mean, I'm glad Hawk Tuah has a spokesperson now.
I think we should start being more open about, the sounds and the visuals, I guess. Maybe that's the way to go viral.
Yeah.
For me, it's I feel like an alligator when I'm, going down on a girl. You know how an alligator, when they're in the water, you can only see...
Yeah.
Just their eyes.
So,
That's it. That's all you can see. I'm down there. You can't see anything but my eyes.
Yeah, and so the below the hand would be from the clitoris down.
Yes.
But your eyes are
Yes, I'm hunting.
above.
I'm on the prowl. I'm floating across the top of a lake.
And some alligators, they'll occasionally have animals riding on their back. Have you ever seen those videos? Do you ever just keep a parrot on your shoulder while you're going down?
We could introduce that. Yeah. I'll ask my partner how she feels about that.
Sam's going down.
Yeah.
To the left.
I'd say the lesbian counterpart to Tuah would be more
God, I can't. I love that image of you just on the fucking hunt,
I'm
going
down
on some puss, just
it's serious.
You're locked in.
Locked in always, and I feel like the counterpart you don't usually have to spit on that thing.
Yeah.
When you go down on a woman, it's actually the opposite. There's actually so much liquid happening.
It's a liquid factory down
because
there.
it's a mouth which is full of saliva, and then it's her genitalia, which if it's going right should also be producing lubricant.
Yeah.
So it's more of eating ramen. It's more
yeah, exactly.
And you got to be
and you even have some chopsticks sometimes just to slurp it up if you miss a spot. You really get in there with you. But yeah, no, it is.
It's a full. I feel like an HVAC unit actually, because I'm down there. I'm slurping. I'm breathing through my nose. I'm you can't breathe through your mouth. You're
yeah.
You got to do it all. It's a full cycle system.
Yeah, I get to come up for air. Okay.
You got to know how to
down.
angle so one nostril is getting air.
Yeah.
Because you can't breathe through your mouth because your mouth is busy at work.
And God forbid you have one nostril stuffed, you're fucked.
You got to just, don't be a bitch though.
Yeah.
Get the job done.
Oh yeah, you can go
if
one
you die,
nostril.
you die.
One nostril cunnilingus,
If
which
you
is
drown,
a good bad name.
you drown.
Yeah.
I don't know what to.
It's whatever it is. Do you feel the primary mechanism when you're down there is suction? Because I can learn a lot.
Oh, okay.
Because I would say my primary mechanism as a straight dude learning from a lesbian.
Yeah.
This is I'm in class right now. I'm in session. I'm here to learn. My primary mechanism, I would say, is more licking.
Yeah.
And placing my tongue as a sort of a soft wall for her to rub against. And then
that's fine,
I also do suck, on that thing, on that clit thing. I slurp on that thing intermittently, but I would say 80% of the time I'm doing some sort of licking action.
I think that's fine. It's you have to have different moves,
Okay.
An expert athlete doesn't have just one move.
Yeah.
You got to know how to incorporate different pitches,
That's true.
You got to know different stuff. So I would say yes, start with just the lick, but locate the clitoris and then eventually.
Which can be tough sometimes.
I don't think it is. I think that only men find it difficult to find.
So I have I have a counter argument to that, which
Okay.
is there are times, a lot of times when a guy is with a woman and you're initially finding the clitoris, you're doing a sort of no look move where you're going down, you're making out, and your first contact with the clitoris is like you're between the thighs, and there's a lot of flaps down there. Like it can get
It
flappy,
can.
and there's a lot of folds,
a lot of folds,
and
nooks and crannies.
And when it comes together, you know, it's in my experience, it's been a beautiful sight when you're looking face to face, and I feel lucky for that. But the first no look pass can be tough because you're like, I think that's it, but like also I could be on her thigh right now, and then she's like, yeah, you're 4 inches to the right. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right. So, but I when I'm looking at it face to face, I won't miss.
Yeah.
I sound like Trump with the guns right now. I don't fucking miss, bitch. You
Yeah.
can come for me. But when I'm doing like the no look fingering, that is when the girl in the past has been like, yeah, you need
You're
to go
not.
to, you're off it right now. But when I'm face to face, I'm more like laser sighted, accurate.
Just go north. Like find the hole, go north of it. Like it's
Like the
your
North Star. It's like a
Star.
compass, yeah.
Follow the North
Wherever
Star.
the clit is pointing is north.
Yes, go from the hole. This is so graphic. I'm from the hole.
Yeah, our
up-
listeners are here for
up
it.
the inner labia, straight to the top.
Okay. So my thing is I'm doing too much of a fastball, and my fastball is good, but I do want to throw some sliders. I want to, get her on
Yeah,
her front foot.
knuckleballs.
I want her to whiff and be like, what?
Whoa.
What was that?
Yeah,
I
I
just-
mean,
I didn't see that coming.
Every girl
I'm
is
coming.
different, but yeah, I think tips to men: incorporate multiple moves. Don't
Yeah.
do just unless she says, and then also listen if they say like, oh, right there, right there.
Right
you better
there.
be locked in. Don't you fucking move.
Yeah.
Don't move. We
Yeah.
hate it. We hate it when you move. So many times I feel like I feel like I've seen videos of this, like, and I can even detect it in porn. Like, even when they're trying not to, because they're acting and they're trying to, like, not act disappointed, I can, like, see the disappointment
Yeah.
in the woman's eyes because I can see, like, the guy is in the right spot and she's finally like, yes, finally. And then they, like, bail and start doing something else. And
Yeah.
it's like, you motherfucker, like just stay.
Yeah.
You gotta know when you're in the right spot.
I will say that the most I've ever felt like a Navy SEAL is during that phase where the girl starts to come, because earlier in my sexual career, when the orgasm starts to culminate, I would get super excited, and I'm almost like, oh my God. And I'm like, it's happening. And then I start like going all over the place. Like, what? When it's happening, I'm like, all right, whatever I'm doing is causing this to happen. I need to shut off my emotions and just keep going at whatever I'm doing.
Yes.
And she's going to come around that. But I can't also get excited.
You have
when
to
I
learn
come,
how
I
to
can get excited.
disassociate.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
almost like a cum disassociation.
You
Like-
do.
Like when a Navy SEAL's going in to kill Osama bin Laden, they're like, I'm turning off my emotions.
I agree.
When a girl starts to come, I'm like, emotions off. I am going to continue.
I would imagine, yeah.
And she's going crazy, and I'm like, nope. 10 seconds. I'm extending this.
I actually like that though. Like when your counterpart in the bedroom, like
Can I just say I don't eat pussy like that? That's just
I'll ask Julie later.
I make the noise too.
That's why she wants to propose so bad.
Yeah.
She's like, I gotta lock this down.
Yeah.
Like, you're clearly doing something
This is
right.
the first guy to make the noise, and the sound waves are vibrating
Yeah,
my pussy
the-
in a way I've never felt before.
The noise helps. Yeah, guys, try that.
Hawk. I'm gonna try.
And then do alligator cosplay.
Yeah.
Dun it, dun.
Yeah, you should put on a shark hat one time when
Yeah.
you go down and just fucking have the music in the
Yeah, yeah,
background.
yeah.
You have a keyboard next to you where you just
Yeah.
God, I love that image.
Yeah, I've always felt that way. So yeah, I mean I don't even have much to say about Hawk Tuah Girl. It was more just that I just don't get why people are so all over it because it's just like that to me seems like I just thought we were all spitting on that thing. I really did. And it's scary to me to think that some people were in fact not spitting on that thing.
Yeah. It's like I feel like it's the verbalization and the action. Like a lot of people, because people do these man on the street interviews all the time where they go up to someone and they say, you know, rate this girl on 1 to 10, or what's your favorite sex move in the bedroom? And people will say, yeah, I spit on a dick and that is a good move, but they've never done like the and that is like legitimately what it sounds like. So I feel like that resonated with so many girls and so many guys where they're like, it sounds gross, but it's what you actually do. So if I was going to guess what was the virality, it's like the visceral sound of the action. It would be like if someone asked a guy, what's the best move for eating pussy? And instead of just saying, I suck on the clitoris, he just started going like very realistically. Yeah. Like she did a realistic.
You do need to like water vac down there. That's what I'm saying. You have to water vac.
It's like the dentist tool.
If you're not water vacuuming, like you're doing something wrong because there's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
One thing that I hate is when you're not water vacuuming and then there's just like a pool of like wet on the sheet. And it's just like, you need to like up your game. You need to go get certified. You need to go to trade school for being able to water vac that pussy, because I don't want to have to do laundry because you don't know how to simultaneously slurp and use your tongue.
Yeah, that's true. Here's a question I have for you, because you embody sort of like the predator prey vibe when you're going down, and maybe that's something I should start doing just to like up my game.
In me.
Exactly. And I'm Scorpio too, so I should embody that more.
We're both Libras, right?
I'm October 26th, so I'm right on the edge of Scorpio.
Gotcha. I'm a Libra, but I looked up my chart. I've got a lot of Scorpio in there, and it makes sense.
When does the predator energy start? Like, do you enter the room like a predator? Like, do you sort of like make your way in, and then you're just sort of kind of making your way around like a leopard, like a cheetah, and she's on the bed.
Yeah, I dress up,
and you're making like, and you're getting closer and closer,
hissing like an alligator does.
And then when you get close, you like pounce on the legs and pull her close. And I feel like that'd be kind of hot actually if a girl did that to me. I'd be like, I don't know why it's turning me on that she's pretending like she's gonna devour me, but I'm kind of into this. I'm into the cannibal play, but before it turns into actual cannibalism.
Yeah, so no, I definitely get more primal, like as it goes on. I get turned on by like my partner being turned on.
Yeah.
So as I see that, I feel like the more like, I don't know, but yeah, primal and like maybe not aggressive, because I mean maybe sometimes, but you know, I get more into it.
Get more into it, seeing her turn. That makes sense. That's a good instinct to have.
Yeah.
You're turned on because someone else is, and it sort of feeds off each other.
It's also an ego thing for me, because I like to feel in control and powerful. So if I feel like I'm being successful at that, like I feel better. So I feel
you start pacing.
Then I'm like, I got this shit.
You start pacing like the alpha lion.
I'm like a fucking track star. Like, and I can't stop, won't stop. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't stop. Don't stop. Don't switch up. Don't be a bitch. Okay. You better go to the gym and get your cardio. Okay. I will die. I think we've talked about this. Like, I literally will die in the bedroom before I give up. Okay? I will not stop until I have to.
I wonder if there's a resistance exercise you could do for eating pussy. Like lifting weights, but for cunnilingus, like some sort of tongue attachment that you could go to the gym and it like presses down on your tongue, and like you have to like
eat more ice cream cones. Eat more lollipops.
I guess it would be almost
I don't know.
Like, you know, the leg presses you sit in and you put your feet up. You can sit in the chair and you have to. it hits your quads and you bring your feet up like
Yeah.
that, almost like that, but like a tongue
Practice
press.
tying. I know the thing was like practice tying cherry stems with your tongue.
Is that real? I feel like that's just a movie thing.
I mean, it is. I mean,
Can
people.
people-
Yeah,
people
I've
can do
done.
that?
Yeah, I probably might take me a minute now, but I've definitely done it before.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's actually like visual. You need to visualize tying it in a knot
All
and
right.
like do it. You have to know how to use your teeth and your tongue to
Okay.
tie it. But I do think like just that focus will help you
Okay.
like be more successful. And just don't be selfish. Or no, I don't know. Sometimes you got to be selfish in the bedroom. Sometimes
Yeah.
you got to be selfish, selfless.
Yeah.
You have to like know. You got to be in tune.
Yeah, it's good. It's
I
good.
don't know.
It's good to you care about the partner's pleasure, but you're also like, I'm in this, and I
I'm
know what
running
when it
the
comes to
show.
me, I know what I fucking want. Like
Yeah.
I'm the Joker.
Yeah.
That's healthy. Approaching it like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Diabolical.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I let off some stink bombs
one day
afterwards.
one
and
day
that
you're gonna
really
end
turns
up
her
on a boat with a bomb attached to it, and I'm gonna come on the loudspeaker and say, all right, one of these boats is gonna get their
Yeah.
pussy eaten and the other one's gonna blow up. But that's just
That's
the way
crazy.
that's just the way predators eat pussy. That's we have the long game in mind.
Visualize yourself as an alligator.
Yeah.
Or a croc, just resting on the surface.
Yeah.
Waiting to strike.
I'm gonna start getting into like an animalistic vibe the next time before I eat puss, where I'm like listening, maybe like some African drums or like
You've got like a rainforest noise
Yeah.
machine on.
yeah, or like growls, like like just cat noises in my room, but just to
Yeah.
get myself in the mindset. Do
I
like
think a
some,
lot of people do that.
I should try it. I feel like my playlist, my sex playlist is
Do you listen to music like
I-
every time or?
not every time, but when I do, it's more like I can do different things. Like I could do things with strong
Are you
beats
lights
that
on?
are more.
Are you lights off? That says a lot about someone too.
I like mood lighting. I like like lights on, but not like sometimes you get in a hotel room and it's like hospital room
Oh,
lighting.
no,
And it's
yeah,
like, Jesus Christ, like I feel like I'm in the ICU, and then you can sort of like do it yourself, put a sheet over the lamp, you
Yeah.
know, dim the lights
Catch
a little.
the room on fire.
Yeah, blow up the bathroom, just full Joker,
Whatever.
embrace it. But yeah, I'll start playing around with the alligator predator vibes. I do have an Am I the Asshole
Okay.
if we want to end off with that.
Sure,
quick.
sure.
So I saved this really quick on my phone on the Uber. So I actually don't even know fully what the ending is. So I will learn it in we're learning what's going on at the same time. I just saw
Okay.
the title and that got my attention.
Love that.
Am I the asshole for ruining my own gender reveal party? She says, I'm pregnant with a baby boy due in November. My fiance and I don't care much about the sex of our child, so we didn't make too much noise about it once we found out. The only people we'd informed were our parents, their partners, and our siblings. Prior to this, my father's girlfriend of 3 years had been asking me about my plans for a gender reveal party. I've always been clear about not wanting one. When I announced my son's gender to them, she expressed disappointment that I hadn't changed my mind about a party. I don't like gender reveals. Never have, never will. I prefer baby showers, which I think feel more about the actual child. I never tried to hide that opinion either. Days later, my father's girlfriend invited me over for tea at their apartment. My dad was out of town, and when I got there, about a dozen people popped out of their hiding spaces to surprise me. There were pink and blue decorations everywhere, which made what was going on pretty clear. As soon as I stood there in shock, my father's girlfriend excitedly told me that they were throwing me a surprise gender reveal party. Since I'd already told her, she had taken it upon herself to order a cake with colorful frosting, decorate the apartment, and invite a bunch of people over. The guests, including her mother, which I don't get along with, some of her friends, my mother-in-law, and 4 of my friends. As I later found out, my mother-in-law and friends had been told that I changed my mind
Oh my
about the gender
God.
reveals. I had not.
Wow.
I still in the doorway, I looked over at everyone and said, "It's a boy. You guys can go home now." I left without looking back. Hours later, my father called me furious that I'd ruined the party. He said his girlfriend put in a lot of effort, money, and love into planning it, and I should have shown respect and gratitude. Apparently, she hadn't stopped crying since I left. It's been almost a week, and they're still both upset. Even after I explained that I never wanted a party in the first place, they're insisting I could have sucked it up for an hour or at least cut the cake. Am I the asshole?
No. Fuck them.
Yeah,
No.
I agree.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
You said you didn't want that. They lied to people about it.
Yeah.
And for, like, why? I don't get it. I also don't really get gender reveal parties. And it is interesting she said, oh, I prefer baby showers. Because these days, people are doing fucking both.
Yeah.
They're having baby showers and gender reveal parties.
Yeah.
And I don't
it's like,
get it.
What is this, a fucking wedding for having a baby? Like, it's so much shit.
I can't even with the wedding shit where it's like an engagement party and then a bridal shower and then
Yeah.
the actual, it's like, for fuck's sake,
Yeah, it's a lot.
stop.
I hate people. Like, it sounds like the father's girlfriend. It sounds like she's this type of person. People that will actively go against the wishes of
Yeah.
someone, but they'll do it hiding behind nice actions.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
like
yeah.
you'll say you don't want something, and then they'll do it, but they'll present it as like, oh, this is such a nice gesture. But you're like, I
Fuck
told you I didn't
you.
fucking want to do it. Like, fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
like if you tell someone like, I don't want my son to, fucking
Yeah.
go to Disney World, and then for whatever reason,
Yeah.
I don't know, but let's say you're just anti-Disney World as a parent. You're like, yeah, fuck Disney, fuck the Little Mermaid, whatever. And then out of nowhere, your mom and dad buy your son like free tickets to Disney, and they give it to your son in front of you.
Yeah.
So like you can't say no. Like a situation like
Yeah,
that where it's
no.
like, you told us you don't want to do this, but like, oh, like, look at this nice thing we're doing for you. Like, it's
Yeah.
nice, so it's
No.
not wrong. It's like, no, fuck you. Like, you're a piece of shit. Like, for wrapping up this shitty gesture
Yeah.
in niceties.
It's also just weird to me that like people care that much. Like get a life.
Yeah.
Literally get a life. Go
Yeah.
do something else. It's not
Yeah.
even your baby. Like get a fucking life.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't know why they have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Besides like plan a party for someone else.
Yeah. When women like this make the baby shower, when they're actively going against the wishes of the mom, it's about them. Like, it's not about the
Yes.
baby. They're like, look at this fucking party, and
They
come
twist
to my
it in
house.
their mind though that
Yeah.
it's like for the baby too.
Yeah.
They're like, but the baby deserves a party.
Yeah.
The unborn baby.
No, it's just like it's like they know the mom doesn't want a baby shower, and it's almost like a weird baby flex where they're like, oh, you don't want a baby shower? Like,
Yeah.
I'll fucking throw it in my mansion, bitch.
I feel like a baby shower is like a little different because at least it's like usually baby
Yeah.
showers are more for like gift giving.
Yeah.
And like especially new parents, you need a lot of supplies. Like
Yeah.
you can't ever have enough diapers and food or whatever. So but the gender reveal, it's like why?
Yeah.
And what? I can't imagine that I would do a gender reveal because
yeah.
why the fuck would I even care?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'll just look and see if it's a boy or girl on the ultrasound,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's that.
I feel like gender
And then
reveal.
tell people.
Gender reveal is like one of those things that one person does, and then it just catches wildfire, and all of a sudden it's part of the
it also
cultural
has caught
zeitgeist.
things on fire.
And
I
also,
feel,
yeah,
at
it's
this
responsible
point.
for literal people burning alive.
Yeah, deforestation.
Because it's people using fireworks for gender reveals.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, it's a thing where it's almost like Valentine's Day, where it's created by corporate America, where they bring something out and it's a romantic day every
Yeah.
year to sell shit. It almost feels like that, where it's like, someone did a gender reveal party, and then now it's like pushed as a thing for every single person
Yeah.
that's born is you do a gender reveal. But it's like, this wasn't a thing back in the day. It's like weird how it just started, and now it's like,
Yeah.
if you don't do a gender reveal party, you're the asshole. It's like, hey
No.
mom, I'm having a girl. Like, they're
Also,
like, oh, why
like,
didn't you?
who even cares about gender that much? I guess
Yeah.
I also just don't care. I mean, I guess maybe it's because I'm a little more gender fluid, but I just think like, you know, these days, you know, my baby could be born a male, could die
Yeah.
a female. You
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
like, so I'm
That's
just
true.
kind of like, get like gender fluid stuff. I mean, colors aren't even genders. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the blue and pink shit is so dumb.
And with the technology, if you have a baby born in 2024, you could be born a male, die a female,
Yeah.
be brought back to life as a male with medical
It-
technology,
yes.
and then die again as a female.
it
It's-
could be
It's
incredible.
a wonderland. What if instead of releasing the identity of Trump's shooter right away, they had a gender reveal for the the attempted assassin?
We all knew the gender.
We
That's what I'm.
did.
See, this one exactly why you don't need a party is
There you
because we
go.
already knew the gender.
Yeah.
We didn't need to have a party.
That's the main takeaway from this episode, is that we need more female assassins. We need to.
They're out there. They're just smarter.
It's 2024. Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
It's 2024. We need more.
They're on their alligator shit, Zach.
Yeah.
Like, you can't see them.
So you think the shooter could have been controlled by a female that's sort of just sitting there?
Yeah,
in the
I don't know
trench
about
coat?
this one.
Almost
but
like, is it Professor X from X-Men, where he's like making shit happen from miles away? There's just
Yeah.
like some bald female sitting in her house, like controlling this dude's mind, like, and now fucking right ear. Go for the right ear. Take him
it's
out.
like Nancy Pelosi, like at home, like
Takes her wig off. She just straps in. All right, take him out. Take him out. Take him out. No, fuck, he moved. God damn it.
now
Shit.
she's like,
Now I
try
gotta
again.
commandeer another 20-year-old incel to try to
Yeah.
kill Trump.
Yeah, and you know, so we're happy. I guess Trump didn't lose his ear. I mean, maybe he lost the tip, just the tip.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, and if he did lose the tip, you know he's gonna fucking like say he's gonna get his ear tip replaced with the biggest tip of all time, just so
Yeah.
he could like walk around and be like, no, this is
I have
the
the
ear
biggest tip of
that
all
got shot. Yeah, exactly. This is the biggest tip of all time. No one's ever seen a tip bigger than this.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my ear, but also my dick. But yeah, he could do something cool with his ear. I guess if I lost, he probably won't lose his whole
Yeah,
ear.
his
Probably
ear
just-
seems okay.
Yeah, I guess you could like almost do like people get one tooth gold. You could do like maybe like a gold tip insert
Yeah.
on your ear. Almost
Yeah,
like a
it's
little-
kind of like an eye patch. Like
Yeah.
it's like you could get like a I don't know, robot ear.
just bling out that lobe or whatever
Yeah.
part fell off. So
He should add more jewelry to his
yeah,
vibe.
he should. Back in the day, he was beloved by the hip hop rap scene. Like he was in so many,
Indeed.
but he never truly did like the full like, I'm gonna embrace the bling rap culture. I feel like if there's ever a moment to go back to rap culture, it's after getting shot in the head.
Yeah.
Because how many rappers have gotten shot and survived? He's like,
He should drop an album.
Him and 50 Cent should make a song together about getting shot and surviving. Even though I think 50 Cent got shot like 8 times in the chest and somehow survived. But
Go 50.
yeah, they should do a dual album together. But yeah, we'll see. And you know, shit is still breaking about Trump every
Yeah.
hour. So I'm sure by the time this episode comes out, that there will be
We'll
so
know
much
more.
more out there. Again, this is just the day after. So thank you guys for sticking with us, and especially during the remote episodes when I was
Yeah.
down in Panama. Still, I had a fun fucking time recording those episodes.
Definitely.
And
It's good to be back in person.
it's good to feel the in-person vibes and to
Indeed.
see just like the alligator approach in person.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have hit the same over Riverside for
no,
sure.
you wouldn't have understood. You wouldn't have gotten the energy.
Yeah, 100%. And if you guys are enjoying the episode, definitely hit us up on Instagram, comment, like TikTok, YouTube Shorts.
Well, hit us up on everything else, but also TikTok.
Yeah, the what helps the algorithm, and it sucks to even have to talk about it, but like we do well with the reels, but it helps when people leave comments. I guess that's like very important with the algorithm is leaving. So if you like something, don't just like it, leave a comment if you can, and that'll help us, shoot off into the podcast stratosphere, and you can say that you were there at the beginning. Also, rate us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. That helps so much for getting episodes out there. So when people search alligator pussy or Trump tip or whatever, this episode will pop up above the other podcasts talking about alligators and pussy and Trump and tips.
You only get that here.
Yeah, you can only get that here. So thank you guys so much for listening. Also, breakingtakes.supercast.com for bonus episodes. I think we're about to put another one out. There should be 8 or 9 total up there. So every month we put up another bonus episode, and you can also get the ability to suggest topics, questions, stories for us to talk about on the podcast, for us to talk about on Premium, where we don't have to worry about, getting taken down by YouTube, and just become part of the Breaking Takes family.
Indeed, and hopefully I don't get rabies. So
I'll
let you guys know.
We're gonna keep you guys posted on that. We're gonna have
and if I do, I'm gonna bite Zach.
It's only right. It's only right.
Yeah.
If you go out, I go out.
That's right.
And we'll do it live on the podcast, and then that'll just be the final episode.
It will go viral. With
more ways than one.
We're definitely
I'll have the virus running through my body while the clip is going viral.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate virality.
Yep. Well, it's been good to be back. So we'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.